I found an abandoned baby in a stroller by the trash, and it became my second chance at a family. A powerful love story about infertility, loss, and a miracle that changes everything. I couldn't have children, and I lost the man I loved with all my heart. I thought it was the end, but one night, a quiet sound near the trash changed everything. There was a baby girl sleeping in a stroller, and in that moment, for the first time, I felt like life was giving me another chance. I named her Victoria, my victory. I was terrified of losing her, terrified the world would take her away like it took my dream. And then, Jeff came back into my life, the man I let go, so he could be happy without me. But he didn't leave. He stayed with us. A story about pain, a second chance, and a family born where it wasn't supposed to exist.
Love Stories Max. Welcome to my channel. Enjoy watching, friends.
She is my victory. My name is Monica, and from the outside my life looked perfect. A house with white walls and big windows, where the morning sunlight would fall brama onto the kitchen table. I always left a cup of coffee there and a book I never quite finished, because Jeff would walk in, wrap his arms around me from behind and whisper, "Good morning, Mon." He was 33. So was I. We had been together for 5 years, 5 warm, real beautiful years. We had careers, stability, trips, candlelight dinners, and one empty room on the second floor. We called it our future nursery. There was only a small white chair in it, and a box of baby things I bought, quietly alone. Sometimes I would go in there, sit down, and just look out the window. I imagine tiny feet running across the wooden floor, Jeff laughing, me holding a baby in my arms, and then I would come back to reality, because I knew something Jeff didn't. I found out about my diagnosis before our wedding. Infertility. A dry, cold word, like a sentence. The doctor was saying something about chances, procedures, complications, but I just stared at the floor and thought only one thing: I will never be able to give him a child. And I stayed silent. I told myself, maybe somehow, a miracle will happen. I didn't tell Jeff, because I saw the way he looked at children. He had a sister, Sarah, and she had 3 sons. Ethan, the oldest, serious and thoughtful. Lucas, always with scraped knees and wild energy. And little Noah, who hugged Jeff like he was his hero. Jeff adored them. Every weekend he would take them out, riding bikes, teaching them to rollerblade, building pillow forts in the living room. I remember one evening, he came home covered in dust, with a scratch on his arm and a smile that was glowing. And he said, "Mon, you should have seen Noah today. He rode on his own for the first time. He was laughing so hard." I smiled, and then I went to the bathroom, closed the door, and cried quietly so he wouldn't hear me. I started noticing the way he looked at me. Longer, deeper. Sometimes he would touch my stomach and stay silent. One day he said, "We're going to be great parents. You know that, right?" I nodded, but inside me, something was breaking. Months passed, then years, and one evening, while the rain was tapping against the windows, he said quietly, "Maybe we should see a doctor?" I froze. The world seemed to stop. I knew this moment would come, but I wasn't ready. I said, "Jeff, I can't have children." He was silent for a long time. Then he just sat down next to me and took my hand. "Why didn't you tell me before?" I couldn't answer, because the truth was too painful. I was afraid he would leave, but he didn't. He held me and said, "We'll figure something out together." And for the first time, I felt that he loved me more than I had ever realized. But something changed. Quietly, invisible. He still smiled, still held me, but sometimes I caught his glad, empty, somewhere far away, and that hurt more than any words. He started visiting his nephews more often, staying longer. I saw photos, him carrying Noah on his shoulders, laughing with Ethan, teaching Lucas how to ride, and every photo felt like a knife. As I knew, I couldn't give him that. We stopped talking about the future, about children, about us. A silence grew between us. Not loud, not angry, just cold. And 6 months later, I filed for divorce. I remember that day. The sun was shining just like it did in our happiest moments. I placed the papers in front of him. He looked at them for a long time, then put enough eyes at me. Are you sure? I could barely hold back my tears. You deserve a full family, Jeff. He shook his head. I deserve you. And that was the most painful thing I had ever heard. The divorce was quiet. No fights. No shouting. We just let each other go. I moved into a small apartment. No big kitchen. No room upstairs. No him. But sometimes, I open an old box. The same one with the baby things. Tiny socks. A plush teddy bear. And a letter I wrote but never gave to Jeff. I'm sorry I couldn't become a mother, but I always wanted to be the mother of your children. And you know, I still love him. Quietly. Deeply. Forever. That evening, I couldn't fall asleep. The city was slowly going quiet, windows going dark one by one, and the air felt strange. A silence that didn't calm you but pressed against your chest. I threw on a light sweater and stepped outside. I had started taking walks before bed after the divorce. It became my habit, just walking, no direction, no thoughts. Like I could lose my pain somewhere between the streetlights. The pavement still held the warmth of the day. The lamps stretched long yellow shadows. Somewhere far away a dog barked. I was walking slowly when I heard it. A sharp sound. A car. It stopped near the trash bins a few meters away. I instinctively slowed down. A door opened. Someone stepped out quickly and threw something down near the bins. A stroller. New. Clean. I even thought, why would anyone throw something like that away? The door slammed, and the car sped off into the darkness. Silence again. Too much silence. I stood there for a few seconds. Then something inside me whispered, "Go." I took a step, then another. My heart started pounding. As I got closer, I saw the stroller move slightly, barely. I leaned in, and the world disappeared. There was a baby inside, a little girl. She was sleeping, quiet, peaceful, like nothing in the world could hurt her. My knees almost gave out. I grabbed the edge of the stroller to stay standing. "Oh God," I whispered. I looked around. Empty street. No one. No lights in the windows. No sound. As if the world had vanished. And it was just me and her. I looked at her. Tiny hands. Soft breathing. The warmth coming from her. And something inside me broke. Or maybe finally came alive. One thought crossed my mind. This is a sign. Strange. Terrifying. Unreal. But I felt it with my whole heart. Babies don't get left behind like this. I gently pulled the blanket over her. My hands were shaking. I took the stroller and slowly walked home. Every step felt like a dream. I don't remember unlocking the door or stepping inside. I just found myself there. Silence, warmth, and her. I carefully lifted her. She stirred slightly and let out a soft breath. Alive, real. Checked her. She was clean, taken care of, healthy, maybe 3 months old. No more. I held her close, and for the first time in a long time, I wasn't crying from pain. I was crying from something else. I whispered, "You are my victory," and almost immediately said, "Victoria." I sat there with her. 1 hour. 2. Time didn't exist anymore. But deep inside, another feeling appeared. Fear. Not for me. For her. I picked up my phone, stared at it for a long time. My fingers wouldn't move. Then, I dialed. When the police arrived, I was terrified they would take her away, that this was just a moment that didn't belong to me. But when one of the officers quietly said, "You saved her life," I broke down. Then came the doctors, social services, questions, papers, long days. But I never stepped away. Not once. And after some time they told me, if no one comes forward, I can apply for custody. And that's when I realized my story wasn't over. It was just beginning. Jeff would still call sometimes. Not often. Carefully. Like he was afraid to disturb my silence. "Just wanted to see how you're doing. Are you okay? Mon, are you eating?" His voice was the same. Warm. Familiar. And that made it harder. I would look at my phone, see his name, and not answer. Not because I didn't want to, but because I was afraid. Afraid he would hear her. A soft cry, quiet little sound, the sound that changed my life. Victoria. She already knew my arms. She would fall asleep when I stroked her back. She held my finger with her tiny hand, and sometimes, when she looked at me with her big eyes, it felt like she already knew. I was her mom, but along with that happiness, there was fear. Constant, quiet, unbearable. What if they take her? What if someone comes? I told no one. Not my friends. Not coworkers. Not Jeff. I thought, he has a different life now. Maybe another woman. He doesn't need this. And one day, he came. That day I was in the park. Warm air. A soft breeze. Victoria sleeping peacefully in her stroller. I sat on a bench, and for the first time in a long time felt calm. When I came back home, the door wasn't fully closed. My heart dropped. I pushed it open slowly, and saw him. Jeff was standing in the middle of the room. A little lost, a little tired, and real. His eyes dropped to the stroller, and he froze. Completely. Like the world stopped again. He took a step. Slowly. Like he was afraid it might disappear. He came closer. Looked inside. And I saw his face change. Shock. Confusion. And something else. Deeper. "Man." His voice was quiet. "Whose baby is this?" Everything inside me tightened. But I didn't run. I didn't lie. I just sat down and told him everything. About that night. The stroller. How she was there alone. How I named her Victoria. How I took time off work. How I stayed with her every day. How I was afraid someone would take her away. And about him. "I didn't call you," I whispered, "because I thought you had a new life. That you were happy without me." Silence. I was afraid to look up. Then he said, "I think about you every day, Mon." I looked at him. His eyes were wet. "There's no one else." There never was. He stepped closer, looked at Victoria, and very gently, like she was the most fragile thing in the world, touched her tiny hand. She moved and grabbed his finger. I saw him hold his breath. He smiled through tears. "She's strong." Then he looked at me, the way he used to, even deeper. "You're not alone." I broke. Tears just fell. He stepped closer, held me, carefully, so he wouldn't wake her. And in that moment, for the first time in a long time, I didn't feel fear. I felt home. After that day, he started coming every day. He brought diapers, baby creams, tiny dresses he picked himself, and always something sweet for me. "You need to eat," he'd say. He learned how to hold her, how to calm her, how not to panic when she cried. And sometimes, I would wake up at night and see him sitting next to her, just watching. And that's when I realized we became a family again. Not perfect, not the one we planned, but real. A year passed. Sometimes it feels like a dream, and sometimes like I've lived an entirely new life. Our home was no longer quiet. It breathed, laughed, woke up in the middle of the night with us. Victoria took her first steps, right between me and Jeff. She laughed so loudly that we laughed too. Even when we were exhausted, her tiny hands reached for both of us, like she never once doubted that we were her world. Jeff changed, softer, quieter, deeper. I would often catch him looking at her, like she was a miracle he had already stopped hoping for, and sometimes at me, the same way. We didn't rush. We didn't talk about what's next. We just lived, day by day, step by step. And then, one morning, Victoria was still asleep. The sunlight quietly filled the kitchen the same way it used to. I stood by the window with a cup of coffee and felt his hands on my shoulders. "Mon," he whispered, softly, just like before. I smiled, but before I could say anything, he gently let go and got down on one knee. The world stopped again. There was a small box in his hands, and in his eyes the same love I thought I had lost forever. "I don't want to live without you anymore. And I don't want to lose another day. Monica, will you marry me again?" I couldn't answer right away. Tears just fell. I nodded. And he laughed, the way he hadn't in a long time. Our wedding was small, warm, real. We stood under a light arch of white flowers, only a few close people around us. And Victoria, she sat in Jeff's arms, in a tiny dress, holding his finger, just like that first time. I looked at them and realized this wasn't just a moment, it was a second chance. When we said, "I do," the wind lifted my hair slightly, the sun felt warmer, and Victoria laughed, and it felt like that's what happiness sounds like. That evening, after everyone left, we sat on the floor in the living room, tired, happy. She was sleeping between us. I looked at her, then at him, and quietly said, "We didn't plan any of this." He smiled. "The best things aren't planned." And I understood. Everything I lost led me here, to this moment, to this family. I wasn't afraid anymore. Not of the past, not of the future. Because sometimes, life takes away what you want, to give you what you truly need. And if once, I thought I had lost, now I knew. My victory is sleeping in a little bed right next to us.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss new stories. And also write in the comments how you liked this story on a scale of 1 to 5. Watch the following video and enjoy watching.